next door to the
Yeah.
office and give that to Michelle, please?
Mm-hmm.
Michelle just went back there.
Oh.
Michelle's just back there.
That way.
She's back in the storage room with Mary.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Super good.
Right here. Yes. Oh, I'm glad. Keep moving on.
Is Vashami no drunk?
Yes. It's gonna be a fun class. And I hope they all stay together all the way through.
I don't think we're doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. No, I told her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like overnight it seems like. He literally has he started growing hair like middle school. So he is super hairy.
Over the summer? Why not? Why not?
Oh yeah.
Meredith, give your phone.
Yes.
Sync duo BT 500.
Where?
Like change your door. BT 500.
Isn't that showing us?
No.
You want a video or a visual?
Just anything. Just I want to know if there's a sync button. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can also look in Foursquare under devices. Settings, devices. And then I have an air turn part.
On mine, it shows up with just like the serial number on my Bluetooth.
We're connecting Bluetooth devices.
It does that like flashing back and forth between blue and red, which should be pairing mode, right? But it's not pairing. That's okay.
I can hear you. I can't always hear myself or the other singers.
Boom! That's why we came at the big bucks.
Thanks.
Pairing request, would like to pair.
I don't know exactly. I just know that
Have you played in the band before, Jen? Have you been playing with the band before? What are you playing in your school band?
Yeah, I do play in my school band.
But not quite in this type of setting.
Not in a temple setting.
Well, no, but like standing in front, singing.
Oh yeah, I'm in a band like this too.
We'll still take the beam and get into position.
Yeah.
we
It
skipping
seems
the
like a
tape?
very
I guess
comfortable thing.
we won't have tape.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Then you know you're doing the right thing.
Okay, it's already on. He double checked with me a second ago.
He just told me 1 second ago that it wasn't.
Michelle, in case you're looking for your phone, I think I moved it. Okay.
Oh, that's right. We're switching over.
For this one. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, are we not doing this?
There you go.
Sorry. Yalla lie, yalla lie, lie. 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 How sweet it is to be here with you.
We understand there's a sound issue. Thank you so much for letting us know. If next time you could wait until the end of the song, that would be very helpful to the nervous people on the Bima. What exactly is the issue? You can't hear. Oh, it's 100% on. I can hear that. I mean, you guys can hear me, right?
Well, we're standing next to you. You want me to look?
Well, I know it's on. I mean, I checked.
Meredith's gonna go look.
It is on.
Yeah, it's on.
So in the meantime, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So happy that everyone was able to get themselves here tonight in person and electronically. We welcome you from all corners of the earth, wherever you are. And if you're like me, your brain, you might be here physically, but your brain might be on all corners of the earth. So Shabbat is our opportunity to come back together and to breathe. The one of the symbols of Shabbat, of course, is the lighting of our Shabbat candles. Can you all hear me, by the way? That's true. I do carry. Thank you.
Good.
So one of the symbols of Shabbat is our candles. And one of the things that I love is when we both light our Shabbat candles and our Havdalah candles, it reminds us actually of the gift and the purpose of Shabbat. Because how many candles do we have on the bima? There's 3. One is the hard-working Shamish candle, and the other 2 are actual Shabbat candles. And so we always have to have a minimum of 2 Shabbat candles because we have 2 commandments for Shabbat. We have to Zachor Shabbat, and then we have to Shamor Shabbat. Zachoring Shabbat is remembering. It's Shabbat. It takes a lot of work to rest. Anyone who's planned a good vacation knows this. You have to be thoughtful. You have to wind things down so that you can go give yourself some space to breathe. If we just try and run into rest, it's usually like smacking into a wall or a wave. And it doesn't serve its purpose. And so we have to remember it's Shabbat. We have to get ready for Shabbat. We have to do the preparation for Shabbat. And then we have to Shamor Shabbat. We have to guard and protect the day. And who do we have to protect it from most, or what do we have to protect it from most? Ourselves. Because we have this incredible capacity for self-enslavement. I'm not so sure that Pharaoh enslaved us, or we said, hey, we notice you're looking for a bunch of people to work for free, and we want to find purpose and meaning in life, so we'll sign up for that. And we tend to find meaning in busyness, because we think if we're busy, then our life has some kind of structure and purpose. But Shabbat tells us our life has its highest structure and its highest purpose when we just allow ourselves to be. To be, which is the Hebrew word lihiot, which is actually the root of God's name. And the reason we don't pronounce God's name is A, so we don't wind up profaning it, and B, because it really almost imitates the sound of breathing. So let's enter into this beautiful Shabbat of music with our Shamor and our Zachor. And notice we have 2 separate candles, right? If we do Shabbat correctly, then at the end of Shabbat, we have reknitted ourselves, our souls, our families, and our communities together. And that's why the Havdalah candle is 1 candle with at least 2 wicks. So we are all coming in like a frayed rope. And let us allow this Shabbat to weave ourselves back to a better state of wholeness. And so to help us light our Shabbat candles tonight, I'm going to invite the Lay family up because we have a new member of our Shabbat band. You might have noticed the fabulous Jacob Lay, unless he doesn't want attention, and then there's nothing to see to my left. So maybe take the ramp. I love nothing more than when my students are ready to replace me. Then I know I can retire one day.
This guy is
So
so
I've got
talented.
3 students on the bima tonight who are all a part of the band, and I could not be of a greater state of kvel.
By the way, if you're watching at home, in the YouTube description box, there is a link to tonight's program / prayer book so that you can follow along.
All right, so lift it probably by the silver, unless it's magically, hold on to the silver. There you go. And we'll light the Shabbat candles. Light first, then we'll sing. See, Jacob set this up so we could haze you, Amy. All right, we bring the light of Shabbat to us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Maddie, can I have your service? I don't have one up here. Thank you. One hand giveth, the other taketh. And so let's read the reading all together on page 3. As we kindle these candles, making them glow with light, may we also bring the fire of love to this time of prayer and hope. May these Sabbath candles send forth dancing rays like sunset on the most glorious evening. And may these rays of light encircle us and those we love with peace. And I'll ask some volunteers to help distribute our Kiddush cups. Yep, thank you. The white is juice, the red is Manischewitz. I hear it was a particularly good Tuesday that this one was produced. It's a fine wine. If you want to, Jenny, you want to grab the silver cup? Beautiful. Thank you. And as it's coming around, we sanctify this day with the reminder, if you look in the English, it's not just saying thank you for the wine, it's thank you for setting us free and giving us the gift of Exodus from Egypt, which is the reminder of what we just talked about. Let us not enslave ourselves. Let us spend this day in a state of being. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'chatan ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim. And we continue on page 5 with our beautiful psalm, Lechuna Ranana.
Chadash. Shiru, shiru, shir Adonai. Shiru, shir Chadash. Shiru, shiru, shir Adonai. Shiru, shir Chadash.
We welcome Shabbat as the beautiful bride that she is. Especially tonight. Tonight is Shabbat HaChodesh. Who knew that? All right. Thank you for giving my life purpose and meaning. Shabbat HaChodesh is very special, and I'll be talking about it more in a little bit. But it is the Shabbat of months, and it comes because this is one of our new years that we celebrate in our Jewish calendar. It is the beginning of the counting of the months. It is the welcoming of the month of Nisan, and it is the anticipation of what big holiday is about to happen? Passover. And so in the same way that we welcome Shabbat as the beautiful bride that she is, we welcome the month of Nisan with joy, with excitement, and with a willful commitment to joy and music and a celebration of our liberation. Now remember, it was not easy before liberation because it is darkest before the dawn and it is coldest before the sunrise. But Shabbat HaChodesh tells us, sing on this Shabbat, anticipate our exodus with joy because we're going through difficulties, but it will not always be the case. And so let's welcome this beautiful bride with Lecha Dodi.
One, two.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. שמור זכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אלך מיוחד. אולי אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת בלי תהילה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. Sorry. שמור זכור יהי מקור המיוחד, בשם מקרב לסופה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. התעוררי, כי בעורף כולי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך ניגע. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, לקבלה. lecha dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, Adori, Mikakala, Tene Shabbat, Mikabela, Mikakala, Tene Shabbat, Mikabela, Adori, Mikakala, Tene Shabbat, Mikabela.
We've welcomed Shabbat. Let's take a minute and turn this room of people into a room of besties. Turn and say hello to your besties and make new friends with the people you don't know yet.
Do you want me to go turn it on? Hello. Hi. Hello, hello.
But really, then Jacob should be gone before the rest of us.
Yeah.
But which one is it? Because they're both connected. No, it was perfect. I messed up. No, I broke the dam.
No, I won the
Did you
sandbox.
turn?
Hi, everyone at home.
Yeah, but honey, they're both connected. So when I press,
All right, let's
okay.
just let's barhoo it up. Yep.
How you doing? Good. Great.
Now you can be seated. And let's give our gratitude for this beautiful home that we call the universe on page 7 together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevin layla, umavdil bein yom u'bein layla. Adonai tzavaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 8.
Ahavato Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Amen.
Let's read together on page 9. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gates. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. So normally, I would give my little spiel, my talk, my Devar Torah after the Amidah. But it's Shabbat HaChodesh, and so with no warning to the band, I'm going to share the story of Shabbat HaChodesh with you right now. Every single Jewish holiday has a sacred book that is attached to it. And because we are entering into Shabbat HaChodesh, because it is the new year of the months, and because it is just on Sunday, so this is our last Shabbat of this month, and we enter into Rosh Chodesh Nisan on Sunday, we are celebrating that liberation is coming. And what is the sacred text that is attached to this very special Shabbat and celebration? It is Shir HaShirim, which means the song of all songs. And for anyone who's read it, you know that it truly is quite a song indeed. I allow my 10th graders to study it with me at Community Jewish High because you need to be a bit older and more mature in order to be able to handle the text of the song. To put it gently, it is an erotic love poem between, now that's the question. According to the text, it's between two young people. Some say it is the poetry of love between King Solomon and Queen Sheba. And the rabbis, who were entirely uncomfortable with the book of erotica being attached in our Tanakh, in our sacred text, said, no, don't misunderstand this. It is not a very steamy romantic poem. It is expressing the love between God and our people Israel. And can you imagine what it would be like to feel that kind of ecstatic, romantic, passionate love with God? It's not my own personal theology. As I've shared many times before, I'm more of a Kabbalist and believe that God is the energy of all of existence, but I am a hippie and I do love this world, so maybe it is my theology. Whatever your theology is, the invitation and the challenge of Shabbat HaChodesh and Shir HaShirim is to think about what it means that we have a book of sacred song, of romantic and passionate love in our sacred text. And there are several meanings of this that I want to invite us to think about tonight as we enter into this month and prepare for our Passover Seders. They're coming. The cleaning of the house is coming. Eat your pasta now. I know. The first idea is that it is only with song that we can express the deepest, most meaningful, most passionate expressions of our heart. Words and poetry, they are powerful, but it is not until we marry them to music that they seem to grow wings and take flight. And so, of course, there should be some beautiful erotic literature in the Torah, because God did invent love after all. Evolution invented love after all. Our bodies were made to be loved and to love. We know that if infants are not held enough, it causes lifelong harm. We were made to be connected spiritually, emotionally, and physically with other people. It is what allows us not just to survive, but to thrive. And how beautiful that this poetry comes at a time not just of personal meaning, not just at a New Year of months, but also for Passover. Because Passover, especially this year, reminds us pharaohs will always come. There will always be people who rise up and seek to dominate and harm other people. Unfortunately, our history has taught us that October 7th was horrific, but not exceptional. It was the moment of this generation, but even as the Hanukkah song reminds us, in every generation, there comes oppression, there comes harm, and there comes division and hatred. And so in a year where we are experiencing so much of it, what message does Passover teach us? Some will reject the Passover message and say, God is not here to deliver us. God has not delivered us from harm, and we continue to suffer. Therefore, I cannot and will not believe in this God you speak of. But Shabbat HaChodesh tells us, let's look at it differently. Harm is passion driven towards hatred. Shir HaShirim is passion driven towards love. We have both of them in front of us at all times. And this is why Torah says, therefore choose life, that you and your children may live. See, this day I have put before you both blessing and curse, both life and death. Every single human being on the planet has the choice to choose anger and hatred and violence, or to choose love, to choose kindness and compassion. Shir HaShirim reminds us, as Passover reminds us, every generation will experience suffering because that is unfortunately the nature of humanity. But every generation will also experience liberation, and no one who seeks to make themselves Pharaoh will last and can stand against the tide of human love and liberation that is delivered after difficult days. So it's not a question of God having not delivered, having not saved us, having not rescued us. It is a statement of determination that in spite of what we have suffered, humanity will continue on. And even if it's just a remnant, we will teach our children, in spite of the suffering that we have experienced, to love. And we will elevate this message through song, through poetry, and yes, even through appropriately contextualized erotica. Read the poem with your partner. Read the poem with yourself. Enjoy the imagery, and let us think about this new month of Nisan as a time when we rededicate ourselves, not just to celebrating our liberation, but to creating a more loving world in whichever way you choose to define that. And may our songs carry those messages and those intentions ever higher. And now we are ready to celebrate our liberation. Page 10.
Adonai, who is like you? Adonai, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh bene, nora tehilot oseh bene. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha Adonai.
And being out in freedom, we ask God for the safety of God's sheltering presence, that we can all rise up to another day.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Shabbat HaChodesh reminds us that Shabbat doesn't just happen when we're ready for it. It doesn't happen because the week has been good enough to celebrate it. It doesn't happen because we moved ourselves from a bad mood to a good mood. Shabbat is the good mood. And so it reminds us that although we might be stressed, although we might be very, very tired, although we might have had a very long or upsetting week, we can choose now to be joyful. And this beautiful prayer on page 12, Yismechu, reminds us those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm, and that Shabbat will allow us to delight in goodness. Because, again, Shabbat is the good mood.
One, two, three, four.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך וקוראי עונג.
חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה, זכר למעשה בראשית. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה, זכר למעשה בראשית. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך וקוראי עונג. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך וקוראי עונג.
One of the things I love most about our Jewish tradition is that it does not ask us for a public confession, profession, expression of faith. How we understand God, how we understand our relationship to God, how we understand our relationship to eternity, to our people, to our history. It is a very personal matter. So personal, it's more embarrassing to talk about that than to talk about erotica in the Tanakh. And so we get to rise now for the most personal conversation between ourselves and God, between ourselves and eternity, with our Amidah. And we'll ask that we can open up our mouths to say the things we need to say. And then at the end of the Amidah, we remind ourselves to close our mouths, to say the things, to not say the things that we shouldn't say. And just that wisdom alone should tell you everything you need to know about how amazingly prescient and wise our tradition is. But we'll rise and we'll sing our opening benediction together. The rest you'll do silently because It's a time for personal reflection. So rise if you're able, and let us open our mouths for this intimate conversation to say the things that we need to say.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi hagita hilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi hagita hilatecha. Open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi hagita hilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi hagita hilatecha. Yakat bebelev niftach v'nirei ta'or sheba shamayim. Yakat bebelev niftach v'tikva ve'ahava.
כשהלב נפתח, חובק את העולם, ובקריאה גדולה נשיר לאהבה. אמרו הכל אפשר, זה לא מאוחר, השחר כבר עלה, זה
la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Together we can start to open up our hearts and face the world as one. With love it can be done.
יחד לב אל לב נפתח ונראה את האור שבשמיים. יחד לב אל לב נפתח בתקווה לאהבה.
אמרו הכל אפשר, זה לא מאוחר, השחר כבר עולם, זמן לאהבה.
Continue now with our Amidah on page 16. I mean, not our Amidah, our Aleinu. We're not going backwards. It's okay. Our Aleinu on page 16. Rise if you're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You can be seated. And as we conclude our beautiful service tonight, we turn to our place of sacred memory as we welcome in the names and the memories of those we have loved and lost. If anyone is in Shiva the first week of mourning, we invite you to rise and share your loved one's name. This Shabbat, we mark that we are in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Barry Lawson, father of Branda Sand and father-in-law of Linda Sand, grandfather to Luna, Emma, and Aria Sand. David Jerome Grumpy Sobo, husband of Naomi Sobo and father of Rachel Schindler and Jeff Schindler, Adina Sobo, Elisa Sobo, Harvey Spallman, and Samantha Chuck, of our wonderful, beautiful Samantha, and father of Ty. Because David didn't meet an in-law, he didn't make his own. Grandfather of Bethany, Mariah, Joey, Johnny, and Milo. And we're remembering John Jacob Gitman, Huna Yaakov ben Shaul, father of Saul Gitman and father-in-law of Brianna, grandfather of Levi and Noah Gitman. And our beloved temple member, Ed Schloss, father of Jeff and Wendy of blessed memory, Larry and Elise, and Susan and Andy. If there is anyone to add for Shloshim, we invite you to rise and share their name.
Peter Salgado.
And if you're in Shana Rishonah, the first year of mourning for a loved one, we invite you to rise and share your loved one's names.
Star Slipok.
Evan Clace. And on this Shabbat, we mark the yard sites for Frederick Cower, Frank Corfin, Arthur Bloomfield, Samuel M. Cohen, Marilyn Dunn, Burton Goldberg, Jeffrey Heilbrunn, Julia Winsberg, Gerald Agranov, Fanny Copans, Sandra Sonny Glazer, Ben Fishman, Yehuda Ben Yehuda, Irving Blitz, Michael Cooper, Joy Liebes, Misor Krishna Murthy, Faye Penn, Hella Steinberg, Philip Pakowski, Sydney Smith, Lou Lipson, Dr. John Work, Evelyn Hertzfeld, Connie Adelman, Ron Berman, Lottie Birnbaum, Rudolph Brill, Philip Fisher, Seymour Reichbart, Rabbi Isaac Mayer Wise, Maurice Beckerman, Blanche Green, Philip Ehrlich, Phyllis Spiegler, and Jane Stein. If there are any names to be added or corrected for yard site, please share them with us. It's your custom to rise with the mourners. We invite you to do so. Page 17. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, ve'almad yivarach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'yomechon u'chayei tachol beit Yisrael, ma'agala u'bizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam lo me'al mayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shmei d'kedusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Hamakom Yinachem Ethem B'toch Sha'ar Avalei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May God console all who are bereaved amongst our people, our homeland of Zion and Israel, and throughout our world, wherever good people mourn. And together we say,
Amen.
Zichronam Livracha. May the memories of the ones that we have loved and lost continue to be a source of blessing and inspiration for us all. And as we conclude our service tonight, we're going to be singing this beautiful piece, Hafachta Mispedei, from Psalm 30, and it's by the Yeshiva Diaspora Band, which just that name alone.
It's the most
I
Jewish
know.
band name you've ever heard in your
Has brought
life.
some
All
joy
the
to my
Jewish
Shabbat.
words. And before we start, Rabbi, may I just take a moment to say thank you so much for supporting and encouraging our Band Shabbat program. And we're so grateful to have you join us and sharing your beautiful voice with us tonight. And also, I wanted to thank all of you for being here, everyone who's watching at home for participating and joining us in song this Shabbat. And I wanted to take just a second to introduce you to our band, since we have a couple of different folks joining us tonight, which is really fun. We're kind of shuffling around based on everyone's availability. But I especially want to start by introducing you to our newest band member, who is just 13 years old and who is one of the most talented students I've ever had. He just had his bar mitzvah and knocked it out of the park, and that is the one and only incomparable Jacob Lay. We're so thrilled to have you join us, and initially we said, would you like to try to do one song with us? And he, as you can see, is singing and playing on every single song. His musicality continues to blow us away. Also, we'll just go in like youngest to or oldest, I guess.
wow.
No, I don't know. What a terrible idea. Just kidding. But let's go left to right. So we have playing the clarinet so beautifully tonight, Yasher Koach, is Mr. Frank Borkat, who is not only the biggest mensch you'll ever meet, but also takes care of our gardens here at Temple Emanu-El. He is a Torah school teacher. What would we do without Frank, right? We have got the incredibly talented Sherry Russell on flute. We're so thrilled to have her. How many different flutes do you have today, Sherry?
I just have two.
Just two. But she's also on shaker and tambourine. She is one of the just most talented people, and we're so thrilled to have you as always. We can always count on Sherry. Anytime we need music, Sherry's like, yeah, I'm in. I'll do it. And she always rearranges her schedule to be here with us. Preston Lang is one of a set of very musically talented twins, and Preston is about to head off after he finishes his senior year of high school to the Marine Corps Band, which is a hugely prestigious honor. Was I not supposed to say?
No.
He said it sounded spooky.
Oh, it sounded spook. Band. No, it's a humongous.
That's how Desiree hears it in her heart every time.
It's a humongous accomplishment because that is literally the most accomplished musicians. You know, it's hugely competitive, and most people only are asked to join after college. So that's how talented he is on everything relating to percussion and drums. And his twin sister, Meredith Lang, is also here. She not only is killing it on the bass tonight, but she set up all of our sound. So if you're watching at home, you can thank her. If you're listening in here, you can thank her. You know my husband, Charlie, who is kind of our band leader tonight, and also arranged most of these pieces himself for these particular people and their skill levels. So we really appreciate the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that it took. You know Rabbi Devorah, of course. We have Matt Wynn, who you may recognize from our oh my gosh, Matt, I'm so sorry. Matt Ignacio, who is you may recognize him from our High Holy Day band. Our High Holy Day Choir. I think I may have just had an aneurysm, I don't know. Our High Holy Day Choir, he also fills in from time to time whenever we need a musician, because how many different instruments do you play? A whole bunch.
Not too many, mostly singing.
Mostly singing. And how many choirs are you a part of, and
Many,
singing
many.
groups?
Yeah.
All the singing groups. We're so thrilled to have him here because he has the most beautiful voice. And finally, we have Janet who we're thrilled to have back joining us again. And what instruments don't you play, Janet? I've heard you play violin and piano, shaker, and of course your beautiful voice. So we're so grateful to all of you for being here and helping to lead our synagogue in prayer with your beautiful talent. So
As we come to our concluding song really quick, so that, we have dinner and a show. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz b'te'avon. I'm actually going to sit down there so I can watch Jacob and listen to him. And everyone else can have a seat too.
As we go into our final piece this evening, as Rabbi said, from Psalm 30, Hafaktimis Pidis in your programs. I just want to take a moment to also acknowledge Michelle, our music director, and custodial soloist.
Thanks, honey.
All right.
Are you guys related?
I always have to tell people because otherwise they're like, she touched him on the bima. Did you see it?
All right, so Jacob is going to start us out nice and loud on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You brought me up when I was down. Oh, yes, you did. You filled me up with a brand new sound. Oh, yes, you did. You let the sunshine on my mind. Then you made me dance. You taught me joy so
mispedi lemacholi, lemacholi. Adonai Elohai leolam odeka. Adonai Elohai leolam odeka. Na 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 na. 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 Hafachta mispedi lemacholi, lemacholi. Hafachta mispedi lemacholi, lemacholi. Adonai Elohai leolam odeka. Adonai Elohai leolam odeka. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
Shalom.
All right, play off. And as they're exiting, 1, 2, 3.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
So she did the blessing before.
Yeah. Jacob. That was
Thank you so much. Thank you.
so proud of you. You did such a good job. Were you nervous at all?
What?
Were you nervous at all? You didn't
Not
seem nervous.
really.
Yeah, you were just cool as a cucumber the whole time. You did such an amazing job.
Thanks.
I'm really impressed with your time.